clap going all the way to the stage. And your next comment, Sam Johnson.
What's going on, everybody? So I am a teacher, not an undercover cop, I promise. I used to teach in the inner city in Nashville, and all my coworkers had this very concerning phrase that would bother me. They would say, you know, my kids have told me so much more than I could ever teach them. But like, isn't that your job, to teach them? I'll say my inner city kids, they did teach me one thing, and it's this. You may think you have thick skin, but you'll never know for sure until you wear a striped sweater in front of 35 black teenagers. Yeah, you won't know until they call you Steve from Blue's Clues to your face. Look, high school's changed a little bit since I was in it, man. I'm really concerned about my social media presence, right? There's stuff on there they don't need to see. I've made my social media private, right? Like, no student needs to see their teacher comment on 6 straight Sydney Sweeney posts, okay? Like, he just keeps commenting damn with like 9 ends, right? This guy's on his game. I made a public Instagram page for my comedy, though, and I've been even afraid that a student will find that and use that against me, right? School year just ended, okay, and we had our final essays due on Monday. Girl comes to me on Wednesday, it's one of our last lessons of the year, and her essay isn't turned in. She said, is there any way I can work on it today in class, turn it in, no points off? I'm like, you know what, that's fine. If you can work on it quietly, get it to me by the end of class, no points off, no problem. I'm 10 minutes into my lesson, I hear her talking to her friends about a speeding ticket she got the night before. This flies all over me. I was already doing her a favor, right? So loudly, I usually wouldn't do this, but in front of the whole class, I said, hey, maybe some students should worry more about finishing their essays than the speeding ticket they got last night. I thought that was pretty good. She admitted, well, maybe some teachers aren't as funny as they think they are. I think she found that Instagram page, man. I had stuff like that happen all year, like the Friday before spring break. It was the first day of the March Madness tournament, all right? Games going all day. I didn't know that my kids were super into the basketball tournament. They were talking about their bracket. They were trying to keep up with the games on their phone. I was like, look, I can play along, right? I'll put the game up on the projector. We're not doing much anyway, all right? Of course, there's one in every class, though. This girl, as I'm turning on my projector, she said, if we're not doing anything, is there any way we can at least watch, like, The Lion King? Look, I ain't got $80 riding on The Lion King, Jessica. We're gonna have to sweat out this TCU money line, okay? But I am from Gadsden. I teach in Gadsden, and I grew up in Gadsden. I grew up around a lot of characters. Mostly this guy named Jay. Jay was my dad's best friend, and when Jay was a teenager, he had gotten a DUI. Later in life, he was at our house. Him and my dad were drinking real heavily. He grabs his keys to go home, and my mom tries to stop him. She says, hey, Jay, maybe you shouldn't drive home, insinuating he wouldn't want that second DUI. I'll never forget this. This is the kind of wisdom I grew up around. Jay grabbed his keys anyway, looked my mom dead in the eye, and said, hey, lightning don't strike the same place twice. They ended up getting him on that second DUI, though. Turns out that was a better line. Now he's just Jay walking. I appreciate y'all laughing with me. My name's Sam Johnson. Y'all have a good night.
Sam Johnson, one more time, boy. Let him hear it. Let him hear it. All right, keep that